Hare Krishna. My name is Nitya Kishore Dasi. I'm from Brazil, South America, and I live in Mayapur for 7 years. And I joined ISKCON 27 years ago in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, Brazil. When I joined, all of us were trying our best to join the book distribution party. So I started my service in ISKCON doing book distribution. It was my main service for 12 years. And so the devotees are telling me to explain how I joined the movement. I was very, very young. I was just 17 years old. And I was living in São Paulo. São Paulo is the biggest city in Latin America. So it's full of culture and youth and cinema, so many things, so many distractions, and literature. So people are culture people. And I came from this background, São Paulo, very metropolitan, big city. And I was looking for answers all the time since I was 14 years old, 13. Actually, I can go back. I start to read Victor Hugo, so many literatures when I was 11 years old. So I started very early to ask questions about life, ask questions about the world, about different cultures, and about God. And when I was 17 years old, I met the devotees in the north of my country. I was traveling, so I met them, and I met one Mataji. She was doing book distribution in the buses. This is very common in South America. We come inside the buses and we give books in the lap of the people, and we call that, we tell them the mantra. Mantra means you tell them about the book. So she did this, and she was selling books, and I was interested in incense. I told her, please give me some incense. And then she gave me some incense, but behind me she was talking about the books to somebody else. And then I was listening to her speaking, and then I was thinking, why she didn't offer the book to me? I wanted to know about this book. And this book was Beyond Birth and Death. Very nice, very interesting. And I told her, can I see the book? And then she showed me the book, and I bought from her. And then we got down in the same place, and I was in a hotel nearby the devotees. The devotees, actually, the temple was not there. They were traveling Sankirtan, and they were staying in a hotel. And it was very nice. I was speaking to her after some time, so she said, you're alone here, so come to our place, get some prasada. And then I went there, so they gave me amazing breakfast. It was the best bread I ever tasted in my life, amazing. So I love the prasad, I love it. And then the temple president, he was showing me the Srimad Bhagavatam. And I found Srimad Bhagavatam very interesting literature because, I already explained, since I was 11, I was reading. I was a reader. So I had read many books. And when I met Srimad Bhagavatam, it was like the encounter. I saw Bhagavatam and all these pictures and everything. And I was thinking, this is very valuable. This topic is very interesting. So I like that. And then for 3-4 days, I was going there, and then he was telling me, he was explaining to me, when you become Krishna conscious, you will see everything different. And then he showed me, I remember till today, he showed me through the window the world outside. He said, you will change your vision of the world. And I became very impressed, very impressed. So after that, they traveled somewhere else. I also traveled to the same place, but different times. And one of the devotees came to my hotel and said, why don't stay with us during some time, at least? So then I didn't plan to join for 27 years. I was thinking, yeah, let's spend some time with the devotees. But then I was more and more impressed with the cooking stuff, with the philosophy, with the japa, with Sankirtan, with everything. And then I was just staying. And then after some months, I understood that material life for me was finished. In 2010, I came to live in Mayapur. And actually, one of our friends in 2009, the end of 2009, we asked him how will be for us to live in Mayapur. And then he told us that it will be very nice for the kids because they have nice schools and they're very nice community and they have a big, amazing, strong sadhana and nice life, nice spiritual life. So he said, you'll be very happy. So in the breakfast time, he was speaking to us and, tell us all amazing things about Mayapur. And then we became very excited. So my husband came first, and then he was checking everything. And then he came back to Brazil, and then he said, hey, you can go, have a place for staying. The kids have school, you can go. So it was not easy for the kids to leave their friends in Brazil. And they were studying a very nice school. And especially my eldest, she really lamented to leave. But we decided that it will be good. It was time for that. So my youngest, she was 6 years old only, and she never been to school till 6 years old. My middle daughter, she was, I think, 8 years old, and Govinda was 12. And it was easy for them to just come and, be a Mayapur resident. And before, I was doing book distribution for so many years, and then my profession, I started I went to university. I started to study. I restarted my studies again. I went to university. I did marketing management, and then I did MBA in human resources. And in Brazil, I was working for corporations, not so big, medium and small corporations. I was giving training, and I was giving training conferences and do some marketing projects, TV, and some communication projects to some companies, but my main thing was training. So I was giving training. I was training the people how to sell. I was doing book distribution for so many years. So my main thing is not like because I went to university, because I was able to teach them how to sell. It's because I was doing book distribution for 12 years that I was able to teach them how to sell. But of course, with the university theory, and then you become able to pass the message. So this was my main service. It was nice, successful, and I was doing this for some years. But the kids were our priority, then my career. So I resigned my career because of the kids, because we understood that they could not be devotees by living there, with all these schools and everything. So I didn't think twice. I even don't remember thinking about my career, because I don't believe in material world. Actually, I was actually in the MBA classes. I was completely convinced after, not in the MBA classes because the theory is very nice, but when I came out from the MBA and I was working, I experienced that the theory is very interesting, nice, done by intellectuals and all these people, but when you try to apply in the companies, this is very, very difficult. You have Kali Yuga, you have the three modes of nature working, you have all this stuff, And then I was thinking that I got cheated because, you know, you're at university and then you see all this beautiful theory and then you go to application and then it's just fail. So I didn't believe anymore, and because I want to do something for people. I didn't want to just get their money. I want to do change. I want to help, but it was not possible. So I was doing, and yeah, some people they changed their lives for the better, you know, with my training, but it was not what I was expecting. I was expecting more. So I decided, I did things twice. I decided to come to Mayapur to raise the kids in a good environment, you know, Krishna Consciousness, and I want them to learn English. Yeah, they learn nicely. I got much more from Mayapur that I was expecting. I was expecting very little, and I got much more. So maybe 6 or 5 years ago, we started to do some book distribution, and we started very small book distribution. I tell the devotees that we started from 50 rupees to 36 lakhs, because I was doing book distribution with some friends in the beginning, and we were selling like 50 rupees a day, and now we just check our accounts and we sold 36 lakhs our group in 3 years. So book distribution is so auspicious and amazing. We started very, very small, and we got so much results in a few years by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas, because they were so happy. They gave all blessings for the book distribution. Our group is doing Mayapur for some time. Together with book distribution, we also started to do some programs outside. We joined the preachers from Mayapur. They're very great Vaishnavas. They're very kind, and they go every village, every city to bring the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the public in general, and they needed some Western devotees to join the endeavors. So 5 years ago, more or less, we started to go with them, and we liked the experience so much, because people in Bengal, especially started in Bengal, they're very kind, and they were very impressed how from Brazil you became devotee, how you became Hindu, how you became Vaishnava. So they were very impressed. So the impact was very strong in their minds, and it helps a lot with preaching. So we felt ourselves very useful for the preaching, and we liked the experience so much, so we never stopped. So after some time, I started to apply a little bit, not so much, what I knew about management in our group, and I decided to bring our group to another level of commitment, another level of cultural programs, another agreements with the organizers. So we started to have a dance group, we started to have devotees singing, and we actually, so many devotees, they're very talented. We just need to give them opportunity to develop their talent. We're not like that. We ask Western devotees, oh, you want to join us? You need to be a singer, you need to be a dancer. We're not like that. We invite everyone, and anyone can join. And when they join our group, we teach them the skills. So this is how we work, and what I observed by doing the service for so many years is that when you are there, the battlefield, try to represent Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they fully empower you. So even maybe you don't know anything, you come to know by their mercy. You come to develop skills by their mercy. So this is my experience. This is my observation. So anyone who can join, they can join, and then they learn these skills. So 3 years ago, more or less, we had a change in our group when Giri Govardhan Prabhu joined, because he's a professional musician and he's a teacher also. So he started to add value by teaching the devotees from our group music skills. And then because of that we develop so much more than we could imagine, and we developed the group as to do the shows and do the programs, and we are about to release our first CD. It was not planning, nothing. We just working and waiting for Krishna's mercy. But he is always very kind, and he gives much more than you expect when you surrender. So this is my experience in Mayapur. Now we just now, for example, today is 18 July 2017, and a few days ago only we came back from a big tour in Bangladesh, and it was very successful. One of our videos I did live got almost 1 lakh views. And it was very big for us. Some of the videos 17,000, 3,000, but 1 lakh, because everybody was surprised how we could do Rath Yatra, all these programs in a Muslim country, because Bangladesh is 90% Muslims. So we even didn't know that so much, because Bangladesh is very close to Bengal. This is Bengal, before it was Bengal, so it's very close. We didn't know this is really another country, really another government, really non-Hindu people. So when we reached there, that we understood that this is not India, this is a different country. So Bangladesh, it was a very amazing experience for us. I think when people they are under pressure, they can do more. This is my belief. So I saw in Bangladesh that because they are under pressure, you know, you have 90% of Muslim people there. It's different. Everything is Muslim. The architecture is Muslim. Everything, the food, the culture, the dress, everything. So you really, the ISKCON there became a refugee for the Hindu people, and they take it very seriously. So they come, and you know, I can say that it seems that ISKCON Dhaka never sleeps. You know, they are completely all the time doing something. Is very, like, it's boiling devotional service. It's not only ISKCON Dhaka. You go very nearby and you can find thousands of devotees also. You know, because they should live together. They should have a refugee. You know, because of the place they are living, and then they are getting so much mercy. So they were so happy to be with us, and we reciprocate their love, you know, by doing all the programs and everything, and a lot of youth. So our program is for the youth. I have my three daughters participating in the programs, doing different things, playing mridanga, singing, dancing, and I have other devotees also. They are young, some of them they are devotees son, and they are full of enthusiasm, and they give a lot of enthusiasm to those who are hearing them. And this love exchanging, it was amazing for everybody. So they love so much, and we are looking forward to come back again to Bangladesh and to do much more for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. Hare Krishna.
You need to think this and that, so many things, counseling, psychology, this, you don't need that, don't need.
আশেপাশে বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে যে প্রত্যেকের সঙ্গে সলা পরামর্শ করা, প্রত্যেকের সঙ্গে কথা বলা, বিভিন্ন বিষয়ের বিভিন্ন কথোপকথন, কোনো বিষয় চিন্তা করার প্রয়োজন নেই।
Actually, it never solve the problem.
আসলে এইগুলো কোনো সমস্যার সমাধানই করতে পারে না।
The only way is chanting.
একমাত্র পন্থা হচ্ছে জপ করা।